What is going on, guys? Cody here, back with you for Trainwreck Podcast episode 99. Now, you may be asking yourself, where's Drew? I am recording this at midnight on Saturday morning because I've been working late all this week, man. So we just have not had time to get a podcast going. Yeah, and I really did not want to miss this week's prediction, so I'm going to try to bang out some quick predictions, talk about what happened in week two, and maybe I'll go into some other topics. Probably not. I'm trying to get this done really fast because I'm tired and want to go to bed, and I'm going to try not to have too much blank space because I don't want to do a lot of editing. So, week two games that happened. Green Bay beat the crap out of Washington. Not really much to say there. Cincinnati and Jacksonville. Joe Burrow is hurt. Joe Burrow makes it really hard to be a fan of him because the dude is made of freaking Charmin paper, dude. Like, it's every year, man. He's already won comeback player of the year twice. He might win it for a third time next year. The dude is always hurt. Um, Dallas and the Giants. Oh my God, our defense sucks. But on the other hand, Dak Prescott's looking like an MVP candidate. That game took years off my life, though. It was a fun game. I was glad I got to watch it start to finish. But by the end of that game, I was on the ground pulling my hair out because I was like, I just wanted to be over. I was so stressed watching it, dude. Other games that happened, Mac Jones got the win for San Francisco. He looked all right, I guess. I don't know. San Francisco feels like more of the same, like last year, where they were just constantly hurt. Denver and Indianapolis, man, I owe Daniel Jones an apology, dude. He's looked good for these first 2 weeks, but I did hear something the other day. What if the Colts are this year's Saints? Like, you know how the Saints started out really, really hot last year? What if it's more of the same with the Colts and after this they start to suck? Could be a possibility. Kansas City and Philadelphia. What have I been saying? The Philadelphia Eagles just get a stimulus package from the referees, and we saw it on the tush push with that false start. I've been saying it, and I was proven right. I'm glad everyone else is starting to see it now that the refs carry the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let's get into week three. Like I said, I'm recording this on Saturday morning, so Thursday night football already happened. Buffalo beat Miami. I mean, that was predictable, dude. Like, what the hell did you expect to happen? Green Bay is going to take on Cleveland. Miles Garrett's going to show Micah Parsons how it's done. That being said, though, Green Bay's going to win. Indianapolis taking on Tennessee. That's going to be an interesting matchup, actually. Cam Ward hasn't looked bad. It's just his coach sucks and his team sucks. You know what? I'm going to go with the hot hand, and I'm going to go with Indianapolis to go to 3-0. I think this game will be a little bit closer than because the Colts are favored by 4.5. I could see it being like a 1 point game. It wouldn't shock me, but that's what I'm going to predict. Actually, I think it's going to be a Colts victory by one. It wouldn't shock me if it's like a low scoring game either, like 17-16. You got the battle of the backup quarterbacks, Jake Browning and Carson Wentz, because JJ McCarthy is hurt again. And I already talked about Joe Burrow. Yeah, I am going to take the Vikings defense against Cincinnati because Browning had like 3 interceptions against the Jaguars. So give me Minnesota in that one. Pittsburgh taking on New England. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots because Pittsburgh did not look good against Seattle. I guess I skipped over that game. God, that kickoff was funny. And man, Aaron Rodgers looks washed. And as an Aaron Rodgers hater, I am proud to see it. Yeah, give me the Patriots. Pittsburgh's favored by 2.5, which is kind of shocking considering the game's in New England. I don't think the Patriots are bad at all. Like I said, I think they're going to be a wild card team. I think I predicted that a couple weeks ago. Rams taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Rams. Don't don't try to give me shit in the comment section because I'm going to be right. The Rams are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Jets taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. There's really no reason to get into that. Washington taking on Las Vegas. That's going to be interesting because Jaden Daniels is going to miss this game. Marcus Mariota is going to start, but Washington is coming off a week and a half off since they played on Thursday. Vegas played on Monday. Not only that, they played late on Monday. I'm going to go with the more well rested team. I'm going with Washington. And then you got Atlanta and Carolina. Atlanta, they're going to beat Carolina easily. Bryce Young, oh my God. I said it last week that I'm not going to say anything nice about him ever again. So I'm not going to talk about him at all. He sucks. Atlanta by 30. My buddy Willie's listening to this podcast and just jizzed all over his pants, by the way. He's a Falcons fan. Um, I don't know what his problem is, but yeah, he's a Falcons fan. Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Houston finally gets their first win. Um, it wouldn't shock me if they lost because they have not looked good at all. CJ Stroud has regressed hard, dude. CJ Stroud has not looked good at all. They just lost a heartbreaker to Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield, man, just laying it out there, man. That fourth down where he ran like 15 yards. Oh my, that's the Baker Mayfield that I knew at Oklahoma. I mean, Baker's been good since he got to Tampa. What if the MVP race comes down to Baker Mayfield and Dak Prescott, probably the two most highly criticized quarterbacks in the NFL over the last couple years? I'm just saying, I'd love to see it happen. And whoever wins that MVP would deserve it way more than Lamar Jackson deserves his two MVPs. Oh God, I wish I had the text messages to show you that. Baylor, who you guys have seen on the show before. Oh man, on Sunday, me, him, and my buddy Wesson, we went at it for hours talking about how trash Lamar is. Well, me and Wesson were talking about how trash Lamar is. Baylor was defending him. Oh, dude, that was an all-day thing. Where did I leave off? Denver and the Chargers. Oh man, this is going to be an interesting game because Denver's defense is good, but their offense is the Charger, I think the Chargers win. They're favored by 2.5. I just, I don't think the Chargers running game has been good so far because Najee Harris has pretty much been non-existent. Hampton hasn't really worked out so far, so they're going to have to throw the ball. And Denver's pass defense, man, that's going to be a good matchup. New Orleans taking on Seattle. I'll go with Seattle all day. Dallas taking on Chicago. I am not going to give a prediction for this game. It's in Chicago. I will say Ben Johnson has fucked us in the ass before. Uh, so I'm a little worried going against his offense, but it's going to be a good game. Arizona taking on San Francisco. I think it's I think Brock Purdy is listed as questionable. I am gonna go with San Francisco though, just because I just am not high on the Cardinals at all. And then Kansas City taking on the Giants. Kansas City, it's kind of weird how they're only favored by 6.5. Uh, I'll put $100 on it though that Taylor Swift will be at this game. I'd bet a lot of money. It being in New York, yeah, I will bet $100 that Taylor Swift will be shown on camera at this game. And then the Monday night matchup, Detroit taking on Baltimore. Oh man, that's gonna be a barn burner. That's gonna be a fantastic game. I am gonna go with Detroit. They were ferocious against the Bears, hung up 52 on them. I may have overreacted to the Lions because they did look terrible in week one, but looks like they got their mojo back in week two, and they could be another contender in the NFC. I don't know that NFC North is going to be interesting, and I mean, it kind of feels like already you know who's going to be in the playoffs in the NFC. Like, you know, it's going to be some combination out of the North of the Lions, Packers, and Vikings. You know, in the NFC East, it's probably going to be some combination of Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys. And then I think we're only going to get one team out of the West and one team out of the South. So it's like week three, and we already kind of know who the playoff teams are going to be, dude. Trying to think of what else is going on. We had this big boxing match over the weekend. Who was it? Canelo versus some other dude. Canelo got his ass whooped, man. He did not look good at all. I am not a fan of boxing at all. I think boxing's fucking boring, dude. It's just straight up punches. We have something way better now in MMA. But since the fight was free on Netflix, I was like, hell, I'll give it a watch. It's under the TKO banner. And that's another reason I don't like boxing is because boxing is so rigged. WWE is more real than boxing. But with this being under Dana White and Nick Khan, they're probably two of the businessmen that I trust the most to put out a good product. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. And it was all right. Like I said, boxing to me is still fucking boring. Like if uh if Canelo would have started getting his ass whooped and then like went for a takedown and tried to choke him out, that would have been entertaining. But it was still a good project. I feel like TKO has something going to where they could make a lot of money off this boxing promotion and them having a deal with Netflix. I don't know what the viewership was, but I'd be very interested to see. Uh keep buying well, actually don't buy that TKO stock because it's way too high now. But man, if you would have bought into it when I told y'all to, when it was at $77 a share, and now it's at $200 a share, man, I've made some good money off TKO. Some of my friends have. That's that was a missed opportunity if you didn't get invested in that because man, they're just going to be printing money over these next couple of years, especially with the UFC getting that $7 billion deal from Paramount. I mean, dude, they're set forever. Trying to think what else has happened. Jadeveon Clowney signed with the Cowboys. That'll be good. We kind of need some help. Well, actually, I think our defensive line is good. I think our problem is our linebackers. Our safeties aren't good either, but our safeties won us the game against the Giants. WWE WrestlePalooza is technically today as I'm recording this. I'm looking forward to this show a lot, man. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar is going to be a good match. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a top five match of the year when it's all said and done. They've had two matches so far this year. That match they had after WrestleMania was incredible. They had another one on Raw that was really, really good. Now, this one, you're not going to have a BS finish with interference like we did because you got to have a champion decided. It's for the vacant title. So yeah, this match is going to be incredible. I'm looking forward to it. Sucks I will not be able to watch the show because I will be working tomorrow night, but I will definitely be watching the replay when I get home. I did watch the new Charlie Sheen documentary that premiered on Netflix. It was very, very good. It's 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It goes by really fast. It's really entertaining, filled with a lot of funny stories, a lot of interesting stories. If you're a Charlie Sheen fan, I highly recommend watching it. I had a great time with it. I also bought his book. I have not read it, but I will review it when I do read it. We don't talk a lot about college football on this show, but I do have something I gotta mention. The Tulsa Golden Hurricanes beat the Oklahoma State Cowboys 19-12 in Stillwater, which is something that should not happen. Tulsa, is not known for football at all. Oklahoma State is in a Power Five conference, and they lost to. It's basically like a JV squad going in and beating the high school team. That's how I look at it. Mike Gundy needs to be fired, dude. After he should have been fired after the Oregon loss, whether they lost 69-3. And I'm not even an Oklahoma State fan. I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan. But I do root for OSU if the Sooners aren't doing good. I just want my state to look good, which thank God we got the Thunder, I guess. OU has looked good so far this year, though. Been very impressed. But Mike Gundy is washed. My mom asked me if the dishes were washed earlier. I sent her a picture of Mike Gundy. She knew the dishes were washed. That's how washed Mike Gundy is, dude. He's been bad the last couple years, but this is him at his worst. Hey, you want to know when the last time Tulsa beat Oklahoma State in Stillwater was 1951, 74 years ago. That Oh my God. Mike Gundy, I love you. You provided some great sound clips. You're a man, you're 40. Yeah, I will appreciate some of your legendary memes, but it's time to go, dude. Go retire, shave the mullet, become an analyst on TV. That's really what Mike Gundy should do. Have him, Pat McAfee, and Nick Saban on game day. He can replace Lee Corso. And one more thing I want to touch on before I wrap this podcast up. Um, I don't know who is encouraging some of these newer country artists to do covers of old songs, but it needs to stop. Not everyone is Luke Combs and Cody Johnson, where you can cover songs and they sound amazing, you know. I saw this dude, Braxton Keith, I think that's his name. He covered The Chair by George Strait, which is one of George Strait's signature songs. And it's incited this stupid ass debate on TikTok, which is better. Yeah, dude, if you're gonna cover a song, don't do one from a guy that everyone considers the greatest country artist of all time. Because I listened to it. Yeah, George Strait's version is clearly superior. Pick a different song to cover next time. Like I said, don't pick like the dude's number one song. Like, I just don't get it. Like, if you're gonna like try to recreate a song to make it sound better, don't do one that everyone considers to be a perfect song. Like, I just did not understand the logic behind that. But guys, that's where I'm going to wrap up the podcast. This is going to be on the shorter end. I did not want to miss a week at all. I don't want to miss weeks during football season, but we just couldn't make it work this week. I had to work late every single day this week. I had to work late. Hell, I had to work late tonight. I closed tonight, but as soon as I got off, I'm like, I'm getting this podcast out and it'll be up Saturday morning. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the love. Drew will be back next week for episode 100. We did not do a good job at planning our 100th episode. It'd be cool if we could go live or something, but my internet just ain't gonna hold out, you know. And plus, trying to stream off a laptop probably isn't a smart idea either. Just it's not built for streaming, it's barely built for recording. But I don't know, we'll talk about our favorite memories, or I don't know, maybe next week we'll get to 100 and be done. Who knows? And this show's going to continue for as long as we want to do it till me and Drew break up. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. See you next week. Go Vikings, Cowboys, Raiders. Go all our teams. Actually, fuck all your teams. Go Cowboys. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention Trevor and Drew's predictions. Let me get to that real quick. Well, Drew sent me his on Snapchat and I forgot to save him, so I don't have his predictions, but I do have Trevor's. He picked Buffalo to beat Miami, so he was right on that one. Atlanta to beat Carolina, Green Bay to beat Cleveland, Houston to beat Jacksonville, the Vikings to beat Bengals, Pittsburgh to beat New England, the Eagles to beat the Rams, Pack. I almost said Packers. Buccaneers to beat the Jets. I saw the Jets and thought Aaron Rodgers, and then I thought Packers. Um, Colts to beat the Titans, the Commanders to beat Las Vegas, the Chargers to beat Denver, the Seahawks to beat the Saints, the Cowboys to beat the Bears. Thank you. Cardinals to beat San Francisco, Chiefs to beat the Giants, and the Lions to beat the Ravens. So, Trevor, thank you for sending your predictions. Drew, thank you for sending in your predictions as well. I just forgot to save them. But kind of bold of you to predict the Commanders to beat the Raiders. Nice to see you're finally turning on your team. All right. Like I said earlier, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you next time.